First point, the simplest way to learn Chinese pronunciation is through the native speaker learning model, which mimics native speakers. In simple terms, it means starting with know how first, then later know why. How to do it? You just need to, after watching the first lessons video, directly jump to the last lessons video and complete the exercises there. We recommend this approach for everyone, regardless of their level. A complete session of learning through the native speaker learning model takes only 48 minutes. Afterwards, you can return to the beginning and start with lesson 2 and understand the know why. If you can dedicate one 48-minute session each day, within a week, you will become very familiar with the correct pronunciation of Mandarin and master most of the 546 single-word sentences in this course. Legend has it that Chinese people are 5 times smarter than others because Mandarin is 5 times harder than other languages. As a Chinese person, I'm pleased to hear this, but as a teacher, I know it's unfortunately not true. Mandarin Chinese and English are just very different. But difference does not equal difficult, just like these two brightly colored but vastly different animals. They are different, but the beautiful bird is not more difficult than the fish. Based on my over 20,000 teaching hours experience, I believe that those who find learning Chinese difficult may have misunderstood a few basic concepts about the language. First, Chinese language Hanyu and script Zhongwen are the same. Second, Mandarin is equal to Chinese language. Third, in Mandarin, there are only 4 tones. Fourth, Pinyin is pronunciation. Learning Pinyin means learning pronunciation. Actually, totally wrong. Learning and using Pinyin incorrectly can be very harmful to learning Chinese. Look at this. As I said, Chinese language Hanyu and script Zhongwen are not the same. I use the online translation to translate 我会汉语也会中文. This sentence means I can speak Mandarin and also can read Chinese characters. But look, ChatGPT, Google, and Bing amusingly conflate the two concepts. I can speak Chinese and also Mandarin. Looking at the two words, 汉语 and 中文, their differences are so obvious, right? In fact, Hanyu refers to listening and speaking, while 中文 is for reading. What you see in Chinese newspapers is 中文, the script. Therefore, blind people in China cannot read 中文, but they can listen to Hanyu and speak Hanyu as well. Actually, it's not just about Hanyu and 中文. All languages separate listening and speaking from reading. Children can speak their mother tongue at a very young age, but it often takes years before they learn to read. The confusion between the concepts of Hanyu and 中文 is the first reason why the Chinese language is so difficult to learn and teach. Only by clarifying these two concepts can we hope to get back on the right track. Another point that needs clarification is that we are actually learning to speak Mandarin, not to speak Chinese language. Chinese has dozens of dialects, many of which are mutually unintelligible. Speakers do not understand each other. This is why all students in schools and well-educated individuals are required to speak Mandarin. The vast majority of Chinese people, at least 85%, can understand Mandarin. By the way, there are many familiar yet completely incorrect statements, such as Mandarin is just a Beijing dialect, or all Chinese people speak Mandarin well, both of which are false. Mandarin is very similar to Beijing dialect, but there are also many differences. Not all Chinese people speak Mandarin well. There is a Mandarin proficiency test specifically for Chinese individuals. In simple terms, there are 6 levels of Mandarin, with level 6 being the highest. Level 3 is roughly of someone who is well educated. Level 4 is a standard required for Chinese language teachers. This means that according to the Ministry of Education of China, many university-educated individuals with only level 3 proficiency are still not qualified to be a Chinese teacher. Level 5 is the level of television hosts and broadcasters. As for me, my Mandarin is level 6. I'm also a Mandarin trainer, teaching not only foreign students but also helping Chinese teachers improve their Mandarin skills. I mention this to instill confidence in you. Mastering Mandarin pronunciation isn't difficult because me, Teacher Jiao Yu, knows all the best methods. There's one more point. Since most Chinese people do not speak perfect Mandarin, for you, unless you want to become a Chinese teacher, a good enough level is quite attainable. We will discuss these 2 questions, tones and pinyin, in detail later. Now, according to my recommendation, everyone should go directly to the last lesson and learn this course once using the native speakers learning model.